T200 from TITLEIST, collecting numbers. We've also been outside with it, T200. And we got some max impact technology, Daniel's son.
Oh, a little button.
Yeah, little technology button. Shall we?
Yes, let's.
So there is offset on T200. Definitely a kink down at the bottom, but it's quite a long 6-iron. So we'll talk about the tech in a second. It's progressive in its offset.
Yeah.
And it's progressive in its blade length from what I can see from the 3 irons we've got.
Okay.
Don't actually see that written in there blur, but that's what I think I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite a slender looking top line, quite a long blade length, but you do get, I don't think you're going to like the amount of offset that's down here, but then I don't think you would ever gain this club.
Okay.
Slightly louder sounding, but not loud as such. We're going to talk about the technology in a second, but this max impact technology is meant to be out with ball speed, launch and feel, I think is what TITLEIST is saying. We're going to hit some numbers and show you what they do. Just a little one before we get going. The lofts on these are strong.
They are.
Like, strong.
Yeah. Big jump from, let's say, the 100s.
Yeah. But that felt like a rocket, that one.
Yeah, it sounded like a rocket.
That was a rocket. Should we look at the tech? The button, the max impact technology, they're saying it is going to give us more feel. It's polymer insert in there, I think it says.
Yes.
It's going to give us a bit more ball speed, and it's going to give us a little bit more launch, is why it is there. Now, that's all great and interesting, but you've got to remember these are stronger lofted, so if you wanted more launch, why would you take the loft off? But that is the circle that we constantly go around with all the manufacturers when it comes to this kind of club. Thinner face, I think it's the thinnest face they might have ever put on one of these irons. It's a very, very thin face.
Yep.
I haven't seen it in their blurb, but it looks like it's progressive offset, so more offset in the lower irons, getting into the 9 irons where you do lose max impact. I think it stops at the 7 iron. There may be something will come up and tell us. I can't remember which exactly iron it stops at, but it does stop at one of them. Because obviously loft is then going to take kind of precedent, because you are adding loft as you go into those sort of irons. And the blade length seems to be progressive as well from what I can see. Inside here you get the high density tungsten as well that you see in T100 that I game, so a little bit more help pulling weight down and back and off the face. It's there to try and give you a bit more support and offset the hits, they all say.
Yeah.
So the face on this club is forged, 1.9 millimeters, L face they call it. It's a forged face, so again that might give you that kind of helping with a club that can go like a rocket, sound like a rocket like you said, but if you don't start putting all these things on, I reckon it'll sound like a supersonic rocket. So the face is forged. Lower centre of gravity is progressive in the longer irons as well, so they lower it. Again, I think that offset will move it more back as well. Yeah. And you've also a bit more camber, a bit more bounce, I think, on the sole as well.
Okay.
So with all the irons, more
slightly different turf interaction.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tech. That is a lot of tech. I said that is a lot of tech.
Isn't it just?
That is a lot of tech in one little club.
What happens in this breed of iron though, from all the manufacturers, it seems, I wonder, it'd be interesting to do a case study with consumers, wouldn't it? Because it's like the more game improvement you go, the more tech you need.
Yeah. Because
the relationship, I presume, in the heads of the people selling and then obviously the people buying is you're giving, to give more help, you need to put more tech in. So like if you do a blade review, it's like CG's there, it's a bit progressive, there's no offset, it's thin, does this. So it's like kind of saying you do everything. It almost feels at the moment where we are with golf clubs, and again this is all manufacturers, is that we're like, who can pack the most words into this kind of club? But I wonder, does that really sell it? Because for me, I just want you getting custom fit. Like, just go and get custom fit, guys and girls. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying, but they have, like, at the end of the day, if they're looking to try and show you that they're improving things, they have to throw more, what looks like they're throwing more tech at it.
Yeah, I agree. It's an interesting circle that we go in with them. Now, hitting this club, it has to be said, for a rocket, I mean, the lofts on this are...
So we got 30 degrees of loft in the 7 iron. If you compare that to the T100, which is 34,
Yeah.
CB 35,
Yeah.
MB 35. So you've lost, you know, that if you think about
5 iron, isn't it?
yeah, because if you think about the
Sound good.
the progression here.
Yeah.
So we've got MB, CB keeping the same lofts.
Yeah.
Then they move to T100, which they only move 1 degree of loft stronger.
Yeah.
And then bang, they go 4 degrees of loft stronger in this next range.
Yeah.
It's a jump, isn't it?
Huge jump. Huge jump.
But I suppose with all the technology that's gone into the head and the extra bit of launch that they're trying to create for it, they need to take the loft off. Is that the remit on it?
Yeah, and I think we live in a launch monitor era.
Yeah.
They're trying in a skills change, and this is obviously a generic generalization, but there are patterns to this. As skill sets change, so better pair to weak pair, distance drops off.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's exceptions to that rule, so don't be that person commenting, going, I play 28 miles further than you. Yeah, there's that as well, but there is a generalised pattern. As the handicaps go up, you'll see distance come down. This is trying to keep that number on the bottom, so they're not feeling like their distances come down. Not this company, again, every company do it.
Yeah.
So I think if you put the launch monitor testing in there, then this is the way that you blend that drop off that you see in skill.
The other thing that I see there is that we're talking about forged faces here.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done enough testing on this now. We've done blindfold tests. We've done all sorts with the difference between sort of cast and forged.
Yeah.
And are you feeling or seeing or hearing anything different when you strike them?
Yeah, I feel for a club that is rocket-y,
Yeah.
that's so not a word, this does sound pretty good. Like, it makes a bit of a clip, but it's enough. I think if you took the tech away, it would make a ridiculous sound.
Yeah.
For what I can spy
Little bit
is
of
going on.
little
So
bit of dampening
I
in
quite
there.
like that things are trying to calm everything down.
But if you think about the word forged
Yeah,
and
premium.
premium comes, yeah. So it's kind of a marketing.
The whole term of forged.
Forged.
Has to be, yeah, it's about
So
dialing into what people feel they want. Forged will come with ideas of it feeling softer
yeah.
through sound.
Yeah.
And definitely forged is to do with more premium.
And this club maybe moving towards someone who, you know, is a good player,
Yeah.
but wants now is maybe getting to a certain level in their golf that they want a little bit more help.
Yeah.
Might be moving away from, let's say, a forged iron.
Yeah.
This then sort of opens the box for that. This
Definitely,
club.
and you've got to remember blending.
Yeah.
T100, T200, you get to a 7 iron, once you get to your 6.54s, you start seeing drop-offs. Obviously, you can manipulate the lofts a little bit on any of your custom fit sets. You might then start picking them back up with the tech and everything that's in these.
Yeah.
So it's there to blend as well as it is to if you wanted to go full sets or not. You've got to remember there's many different ways of getting the job done. Should we look at the numbers on those?
Yeah.
So it's 6 iron and it's going up to my 5 iron distance. My 5 iron's a 185 club.
Yeah.
So the 178 is going to be finishing at 185 from my land angle.
Yeah.
Still peaking height up there though, 35.
Yeah, that is...
Launching at 16.9. So the launch is up for a lower lofted club, and that's what that
if I kind of
technology is, whatever its max impact technology is saying. I mean, that's a high, decent launch for that lofted club.
Yeah, I mean, I'm comparing that to your, let's say, your T100.
Yeah.
You know, we were, what, 17 and a half launch?
Yeah. Well,
17
and I'm
and a half?
31 to 33 and 30 peak height subject to miss hit. So it's definitely popping up in the air, which obviously for some is going to be a good. You got to remember, I am applying some speed though. So if you take speed away and loft away, there's always that battle. Where's the tipping scales between the D plane and the loft? Which no one wants to have that conversation. Will show me that study. I'm trying to do it myself, but it's a constant fight. So 179, 178, 176, then dropping down to 164s. I think for a chunky monkey, well, no, it's not even a chunky monkey, is it?
No, not at all. Because that is a nice looking, I think that's a nice looking top edge on it.
So for a non-chunky monkey performing club, and I guess this is where, so I've got the 4 iron in my hand here, I'm just going to hit one with 4 iron for fun. We have tried these outside, which we'll talk about in a second. I see a tiny bit of the 4 iron head out the back.
Do you?
Doesn't offend me.
Where is that? Is that in the corner?
It's here. Yeah. It's right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
You see it like almost right in the middle of the back of the club.
Yeah.
Definitely plenty of offset there. Is this going to get in the air? Is my impact core technology sending me up in the air? That's not a bad hit for me with a 4. 199 carry. So it's this last one, look, 198 on the app, 4-3 spin, peaking height at 31. And then I had 32s with the 6, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Launching at 14.
Launching lower but getting up there. The other thing to remember here, I'm just going to take that one out, I'm in a 6 iron and I'm only spinning 500 res less
than your T100.
Yeah, so again, for a chunky monkey, but it's not chunky in its performance. I feel like this will perform as good as any of the chunky clubs.
Yeah.
But it's going to look very sexy compared to them.
Yeah.
It's launching up. It's spinning not ridiculously low at all.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting actually. If we've done that test, I've become more impressed with it. I was kind of like, you know, this is just going to be a bomb ball, here we go again.
Yeah.
And it is, the lofts are strong, but I'm impressed with the height and I'm impressed with the spin on those. 4 iron again. Yeah, that's spinning at 4.5, 4,500 revs 4 iron. And going 198 in the air. I mean, that's a 210 4 iron for me with carry.
It's a 4 iron you might be able to pop in the bag.
I could easily gain that.
Yeah.
And peaking height at 29, which is again a bit lower, but it's not a bad peak height, is it?
Yeah, it's lower on your average. It's very good. Oh dear. Tinker, tinker.
So we tried these outside. I mean, they went, didn't they? But felt decent.
Yeah, again, they felt nice off the face. I would say this, you rightly said earlier on that this offset would put me off.
Yeah, it's not for you, that, is it?
Just, no, that's not in my not wanting to be in my wheelhouse, that one. what I would say though, and you might stop me in a minute, I had a problem with another range of TITLEIST iron.
Yeah.
Okay? I had a problem with it.
Yeah.
And the problem with it
we cannot remember of that range, that name of that.
That's gone now.
What's been has been, Dan.
What's been has been is gone. But what I was struggling with is, as a fitter,
yeah.
Okay, I can generally hear when someone strikes a shot, I can generally hear where they've hit it on the face.
Yeah.
Like we've done enough of them, you'll start to learn the patterns.
Yeah.
With that older range, I couldn't hear it. And I'd say, well, how did that fit? What was that like? And they would say, oh yeah, I struck that. And it would sound horrendous to my ear in the corner there. But then they'd hit one, what I think was good, and it would sound, for them it would feel different again. When I was listening to you hit this one,
yeah,
that started to sound better than the old models.
So then in turn you're saying that some of this stuff is doing what it's meant to do, maybe?
I think they've kind of, yeah, I think they've probably even felt that themselves in previous models and maybe done something about that.
Yeah.
Listened to what other fitters have told them in the past.
I mean, when I tried this outside, the new Soul for me, dooby-doo, I can't feel it. I just can't feel it. I was amazed when I was in Scotland how many of the guys were saying they did feel the different Soul. I didn't know if they were just conditioned to say that or like it didn't feel like they were because they were talking to Liam. They don't see me with a camera really. They don't look at me that way. Like they don't even know what I'm shooting for.
The only thing I would say about that is that we don't hit balls. We don't go on practice grounds and hit ball after ball after ball. Those guys do.
Yeah, I agree.
So they may start to feel something from what they're currently using to them moving into this. They may get that. Yeah. And that's where these developments start to come from.
And outside, I did quite like the sound. It's certainly a bit clickier than mine, but not really. But again, like you said earlier, it's different acoustic outside to inside.
Absolutely.
And I could actually, when you start taking the loft down on my set, anything that's popping it up in the air, if this is doing that, like considering how strong the loft is on that, I was shocked how easy it was for us to get it up in the air. I probably still would add loft if I went for these, but again, like The numbers are surprisingly good. Go on, hit a couple more. Let's hear the sound.
I always think when you start getting with sort of wider soles at the bottom, you've got to be very careful with adding too much loft.
Yeah, because you're going to bounce
start
it
to really get this club to do this. You know, that you can see that leading edge want to sort of pop up.
Yeah.
You're talking like this is proper lot of bounce on there.
Yeah, I hear you.
That it's as good as it kind of, for me, that now that older range kind of didn't blend in with the rest of that range of Titleist irons at that point, the 718 range. That one iron just sounded so different. This now, I think with the way they've done it, it starts to blend in with all the others.
And that's a good point. So blend.
Yes.
I would see these as a really strong blend.
Yes.
100 to 200 with the way that 4 iron was going for me.
Yeah.
Like even like down to pretty single figure good player being able to go T100 up to a 7 iron or 8 iron, wherever they want to stop.
Yeah.
And then jumping into these, but just making sure the lofts are in some way synced, stroke distances. It's kind of getting close to being a very good combination of both worlds, isn't it?
I think it is.
Power, not chunky.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. This is kind of, the brief would have been, produce me something that's powerful, but make it sexy.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we've kind of got here.
But for you, the offset would scare the living daylights out of you, wouldn't it?
But if I kept hitting it like that...
Yeah, you wouldn't though. You'd miss a few greens left and you would literally be putting them under the car on tour going, can you just run over this? I want to take the offset off. So your 6 iron there, look, you were 5-4 spin, 35 peak height, 183.
Yeah.
Again, that's not crazy low spin in the realms of where this marketed club can go, is it?
183, that's kind of where I think that's where my 5 iron is.
The thing I'm most shocked with this is how much I actually, this sounds really bad, I'm going to get so told off for saying this, but how much I actually start to respect this iron. But when I picked it up and looked at the stats, I was just like, oh, not another one of these.
And you were looking at the specs on them?
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like I was just looking at the specs without hitting it and thinking, right, yeah, you've got no lofts on it. So you say you got no loft, but then you put something on there to send it in the air. Like, I mean, I could send it in the, like, come on. But then I'm hitting it, and the more I hit it and look at those numbers, like the more
you're respecting.
That's a 5,300 revs spinning 6 iron. That's only 200 revs down to my average on a 6 iron, apart from when I butcher mine a little bit. What concerns me is I don't know how they're doing that. That's what I don't like. I have to phone the boffins up. Oh, nice. That's a 5,006. I can't stop hitting this club now. How is that doing that? How can I be hitting it long but with normal spin?
It's that button. It's got to be the button.
So I just need any club. I need to go and stick a button on. Just
stick a button. Sew a button on the back.
Marnie, I'm going to phone Marnie up later. How have you done that? I'm confused. I'm impressed in a way. I was not impressed, and now I am more impressed. I want you to go and try it. Post comments. Let me know. Am I an idiot? Am I wrong? Am I right? Have you tried it or going to try it? Did your spin just drop off? Did you see it just as a bomb ball club? Surprised with that. I think I'm going to get so many slate. Oh, but he's wearing a FootJoy hat. Like,
yeah, but
I just hit the balls and there's the numbers. I could hide the numbers if you want, but if you understand, they're just there.
Why did you put the T100s in the bag? I think you could have gone with these.
Just imagine this with my loft and bend that offset.
Well, even if you, but even if you moved it 2 degrees in loft, you're now moving it, based on the numbers that we're getting.
Button it.
And think
of the catchphrase. Oh, I buttoned it.
I buttoned it.